it's not necessary for me to say that climate change, which now is no longer a change, it's a climate crisis, is really hitting the world in a manner that we have never seen before. So certainly Penang, we have always been very sensitive to how the environment can affect us if we do not pay enough attention to ensuring that it is nurtured and taken care of. We have many policies here in Penang, such as our state structure plan. We have several local plans. We have 2 local authorities, one on the island and one on the mainland. And we have our latest document, which is a very, very important document to steer us to 2030, which is called Vision Penang 2030, in relation to the various themes under Penang Vision. In fact, our umbrella motto and theme is for us to be a greener and smarter state, a family-focused state that inspires the nation. In relation to sustainable ecosystem, we are looking at built-up areas as to how we can green or have more green features in these areas. And this includes housing, road and transportation, community facility, open spaces and recreation, hillside development, of course, infrastructure and utility. In Penang, very important for us is how we nurture and take care and preserve our heritage zone. At the same time, looking at how we can also make it as sustainable as possible as per our green agenda. Sustainable environment, we take into consideration green spaces. Whenever a developer wants to develop a particular area, the local authorities, they will specify the percentage of area that requires green space. It happens here in Malaysia as well. Of course, the need for botanical gardens. We have one botanical garden here in Penang, everyone knows, which we are in fact working hard to get it listed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. And we have sustainable mobility and connectivity. Penang, in fact, cycling city is one of our main agendas. So our agenda in that respect certainly has been a success. We can see many people embracing it. We are also working on transit-oriented development theories. Green buildings, of course, very important in this discussion. REHDA has seen me many a time to pitch their green rating, which is GreenRE. And in Penang, as you can see, we have several thousand, more than 2,500, or in fact around 2,500 stratified buildings here on the island and also at Seberang. Did mention about circular economy. This is also nothing new to Penang. We have already begun, but all this is part and parcel of our CAR, which is circular economy roadmap that we are coming up. Many initiatives have already been implemented. Our target, because of our document 2030 Vision Penang, is, as you can see, 70% recycling rate. We are actually the highest now in the whole country. Both our island and the Seberang site, we are purata or average at 51.8% already. And renewable energy, of course, we are looking at achieving 30%. Food waste diversion, 90%. C&D waste, 30%. And of course, single-use plastics, we are trying our best to eliminate totally. WTE, of course, waste to energy is another feature that we are trying to incorporate in all our waste management works that we are doing here in Penang. Whatever new projects will require the latest of technologies to ensure that WTEs are in and part and parcel of those projects. In terms of the reduction in the carbon emission, in relation to environment, sustainability, you've got nature-based green spaces. We're looking at about 92,000 tons that we have avoided, 20,000 tons as a result of our parks and botanical garden. Now, trees in Penang, for information, under the Penang Vision 2030, trees, very important. You have an agenda of 500,000 trees. And for information, since 2008 till today, we have already planted some 441,036 trees, which has seen nearly around 100,000 tons carbon emission avoidance, if I can say. Waste reduction, of course, also you can see the number, a rather large sum. Then, of course, energy saving, we have got the 2 main things. First is the solar panels. We are trying our level best to make all government buildings green. So we are looking at many initiatives in this respect. But we have started many of our government buildings, especially in the local authorities, by installing solar panels. LED is the other one. Yes, we have about 100,000 units of street lights. We have come to a nice working relationship with TNB, whereby they have agreed to also install in stages LED in all of our street lights, and we have already begun. And out of the 100,000 lampposts, we have already in fact replaced 60,617 units of that with LED. You can see the energy saving, and as a result of that, the avoidance of carbon emission is also a very large bulk of it. Of course, green buildings, I would say, is very important. Now here in Penang, of course, you know that we have been using Green Building Index all this while. GBI certification for various buildings. This year, we have agreed to expand the green tool ratings that we are going to recognize. So apart from GBI, we have now the recognition of GreenRE, MyCrest, also SB Iskandar. This is a start. Of course, it might even be expanded further. Information, all new buildings, I think both our local councils have been requested and instructed rather to ensure that for new buildings they are green. Embracing it. Smart parking, another way to reduce carbon emission. We don't want too many cars on the road. What does smart parking have to do with carbon emission, you might say? If you go to town, let's say if you're in Penang, you want to go to Komtai and walk about, go round and round looking for a car park. But with a smart parking system, it will tell you exactly which car park is available where. So you drive straight to that, which means you are reducing the emission of carbon by going round and round. Very simple example, but it works. Then I tell you, the success story is always in the numbers. You look at the numbers. Since we started August 2019, all our 36,000 public parking lots, 24,000 here on the mainland and 12,000 here on the island. And you look at the collection, since then we have collected through this app. See the collection, 38.4 million. Downloads, we are looking at about nearly 900,000. Active users, that means using the system, is about 137,000. This signifies that this sort of initiative is definitely being embraced by here in Penang, by Penangites. So every year counts, every day counts, I say. So we have to up our ante in our fight against climate crisis. We have to start doing things now, be proactive, get ready for the worst. But don't start doing the work only when it gets bad and worse.